Welcome, Anime Lately podcast listeners and YouTube podcast watchers, to another episode of the Anime Lately podcast. I'm your host, Sam the Manga Man, and here with me are my co-hosts. Introducing first, the Game Master, the Director of Anime, Mr. King of Games himself, Ray Apollo. Our next co-host, due to popular demand, the legend returned from the grave. He was wished back to life thanks to the Dragon Balls, the legend in the Black Clover community. He is back with an even more love for Trigon and One Piece. The one, the legendary, the Vash, Miguel Parra. And finally, our last co-host, he is the CEO of the Careful for Spoilers podcast network and the founder of the No Anime, No Life Facebook group. He has a great knowledge of movies. The great and talented JB James Barnes. How y'all doing?
What's up, guys?
How you guys doing? I'm doing lovely, and came back from vacation, and I definitely missed that. That's the one thing I missed the most. Being with these two fine gentlemen and hear Sam's lovely intro all the time.
Y'all hear something?
Wow.
Hi, Miguel. Welcome back.
Yeah, Ray just treats me like this. The best sour of so many Mario Maker levels being dead all the time because you have died more times than me.
Yeah, because you don't play the game. But that's cool. Welcome back, Miguel.
Male professional entertainer, that's what he is, so for our amusement.
Yes,
Sure.
it was very entertaining. Guys, subscribe to Ray Apollo on the Twitch.
And also the YouTube channel. So funny stuff is always there.
Always.
Yeah, get those clips.
I'm glad that we're all back together again.
Yep, guys. How we always start this? I want to know, what have you guys been watching, and what you have been reading?
Well, since I'm back, and usually I go first, and since I just started to talk first, I'm gonna go first. Then, so why not, right? Let's continue.
Of course, that's how it works. Go for it.
What I actually been watching since I went on my flight to my trip and I came back, I finally finished 7 Seeds, the anime that's on Netflix that dropped, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is part 1, and honestly, I like it. I actually want more because when I first started watching the first 4 episodes, I paused the 4 episodes. I could have continued, but I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Maybe it's gonna slow down. Maybe it's gonna drop. But honestly, it just got better with the story, and plus the animation from being a Netflix produced anime is actually much better animes that I've seen from them, good as the 7 Deadly Sins anime type of style. So I was very shocked about that. And story-wise, it's very interesting because it's post-apocalyptic universe, and it's very similar to type of, let's put it as Dr. Stone, if you want to put it to what's going on right now, where there's a big giant meteor crashed the whole universe of their planet, and everybody is dead, but the scientists of the world knew that this was going to happen, so they made a project called the 7 Seeds. Each country chooses 7 people of the country to live in the future so they can make a new populations of humans and civilization. So it came out much better than it was story-wise. It was a good twist at the end, so that's what I like about it. It really kept you on the toes. The characters, they're not really a main character. Well, technically, if you think about it, there's a main character in the first 6 episodes, and then there's a main protagonist in the last 6. So I like the way how the story moves around with these characters, and you really learn how each of the background is and the characters' growth. So I really like that. So that's my quick type of synopsis for 7 Seeds.
Actually, wants better job than most other anime descriptions, actually.
That was the best one you've ever done. So yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Well, it's because I was actually taking serious with this one, and this was like a little type of mini review. So I was actually taking serious and actually doing my job as a critique here. So I was actually taking it serious here. So, and also I learned from you guys, and I learned from the nice James Barnes in his podcast to know how to critique stuff very well down to the nail.
That's good.
I think you actually died and came back to life, so this is okay. This is fine.
And I also started to continue watching Evangelion. Hopefully I pronounced it right.
Evangelion.
Yes, actually, been watching it, and I'm up to episode 10. Shinji was annoying the fuck out of me of how annoying he is and childish he is. But then finally, some type
how annoying! Oh, I'm not gonna interrupt you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But then some type of fan service came in with the girl. Some type of fan service came in with the girl from Germany. So it really made me appreciate the show more because of how much humor it is with her around. So it made the dynamic more entertaining. But I would definitely continue watching Evangelion because I was also gonna drop it by episode 6, 5. But then you know what? I have to finish it eventually. I want my goal to finish it by the end of the month, and give my quick synopsis by episode 14 or 15, whatever. So, but honestly, I'm gonna continue watching Evangelion. Definitely interesting, and I definitely want to continue watching it. And what do you think about the show, Ray?
Oh no, don't worry about it. It's okay. We might have a conversation about it later. It's fine.
Okay. And manga-wise, the only thing that really have kept me on my toes with manga-wise is Fairy Tail 100 Quest was interesting last week's chapter. Catching up to Black Clover was very good. Everybody was on their up their ass about this arc because they're saying that that's like a long arc. This happened. The demon's been there for too long. And all that bullshit. I'm like, yeah, really comparing a one arc of the series that is so short still compared to One Piece and other arcs in some mangas. Like, how about let it cool down first, and then y'all could say, okay, it's been too long because of this and this. But y'all judging it before it actually finishes. People are just assuming that it's about to finish because of what happened at the last cliffhanger. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait and give my final thoughts until people, wait and cool it down. And other than that, that's about what really impacted me throughout this past weekend since I've been gone and what I've been watching fully.
Okay, Ray, you?
So I've been I've been keeping up with the new ones pretty easily. So Dr. Stone, watched that second episode. Mm-hmm. Solid episode. I like the new character they introduced. It definitely adds some stakes to the current situation, just by a little bit, a hair. Watched the second episode, well, the first episode in the second season of Danmachi, or Is It Wrong to Pick Up Chicks in a Dungeon?
Never.
And it's 100% more of what I expected, and I'm very happy. I think it's about to get wild and crazy. They keep throwing around my name, then you put some respect on it, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Hopefully it'll get better. Did I watch Isekai Cheat Magician?
You don't like it?
It's
not a fan.
It's slow.
Not a fan.
I haven't seen it yet, so
that one is getting dropped to the bottom of my list. I'm gonna give it a few more episodes, but I'm not gonna rush to watch them as they come out. And then so I'll try to give it 3 episodes, and then if by that it's not working, it's not working. But the first episode was okay. Not so far, not really what I want right now, I guess is what it is. But then watching currently one of my new favorites, To the Abandoned Sacred Beast. Oh my God. I watched that first episode and immediately was
good stuff.
This is good. This was good.
Good stuff.
Great
stuff. I love this. I love that you don't actually meet the main character until halfway through the second episode? Because the purple hair girl, she's the main character.
I'm not happy about that part though, because
I love that.
I'm fine. Just hopefully they do a good execution with storytelling, because usually when it's her point of view, when it's a main character as a girl and she wants to find some type of understanding of why Wolf is doing this, then I want to see that. But hopefully the execution goes well. I have hope for her character, but I wish Hank was the main character instead.
No, we all know the reason why he's not the main character.
Mm-hmm.
We all know.
Yeah.
So it's just I really like this. I love the plot. The plot is really awesome. The premise is really cool.
Yeah.
I was so I just immediately was this is amazing, and then all of it immediately was also oh no, something's wrong. Immediately so I was this is already going to be really depressing. Like immediately I was like, oh, this action's amazing. And then I was like, oh no, they all look sick. Yep. I was like, oh man, but I love it. It's so good. Hank is awesome. I really dig this character. Just if you stop and think about how dark, and I mean not like super dark, but like how depressing this story is just for that character, I was like, oh no, this is a really tragic story. It sucks. Like for him, it really does suck. But I love it. I love the story.
Two things I want to give a quick shout out to that show they're talking about. The score is amazing, and but the character designs for the Beast are amazing and so detailed, and so different of each other. So it's one thing I want to give a quick shout out to that.
I like it.
To that show, it's amazing.
So I don't know that one. If you're listening and you want to take away anything from this, start watching To the Abandoned Sacred Beast. Start watching that for the summer. It's great. Then I also started watching Magical Senpai, which is just fun. If you want a fun sort of ecchi like comedy, this is it. They're like 12 minutes a piece, and they're hilarious. They're funny.
Crunchyroll.
I like it. I think this one, I'm not sure, but I'm watching it on Verve.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's 12 minutes. Like, so if I'm just kind of in between something, I threw that on. And I was like, oh, this is actually funny. Like, it's more funny than it is raunchy. So I was like, no, I like this. This is good. Like, sometimes that's what I need. Then, of course, Demon Slayer. Did not think that I would like this trio as much as I am. I love this trio. They are great. They work. They really, really do. I was really worried. I don't count her. But I count the trio. I really do, because I mean she always shows up.
The Demon Slayer, not demon.
Exactly. I just don't count Nezuko because she doesn't count yet. I don't think she does, at least. I'm sure we might see a difference here soon, but not right now. As far as the Demon Slayers, we're talking about our boys. So I love Nezuko to death, and so does somebody else in the anime, of course. You know, so there's that. Then I told you last time, and before I get to like the best one, started watching JoJo again a few weeks back, like 2 weeks ago, and I can't stop. I love it. Unfortunately, it's put my Black Clover reading / watching on hold because JoJo is lit. I'll get back to it. I will. I promise you I'll get back to it. But JoJo's been great. JoJo can be real weird though. Like there are parts that are just happening. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Never do that again in my presence. How dare you? It's some weird stuff.
I have seen some weird clips, and I just ask questions to myself like, why?
Yeah, that's a few times I've just been like, but why would you do that? It's just so weird.
But why do?
And JoJo is like weirdly raunchy sometimes too. I'm like, y'all need to relax, pump the brakes. I don't want to see that right now. But I like it anyway. It's ridiculous. And then I got to talk about that number one. Fire Force. Only 2 episodes in. I want more so bad. It's so good. I love it. Fire Force is amazing. The whole cast is a character. I love all of them. They're all good. We finally got some more tidbits, some juicy lore bits of the universe. Oh man, I just like, all right, this is gonna be wild, and I can't wait. I love it. I love everything about Fire Force. I have like I could probably find little nitpicks about everything else, but Fire Force right now is like it for me. I love Fire Force.
The only nitpick I could have for Fire Force is too many still shots.
Nah.
Yeah,
because everything about it is gorgeous. Like I will tell you right now, even those still shots are gorgeous.
No, they're gorgeous. It's just that to me it's weird, since to me anime is always moving parts, but to have a still shot but still have some of the characters talk, that felt like, for me as a person that wants to be a future animator / director, I wonder why they chose to do it. Is it because to save money, to put more focus on some scenes, or something like that? I just wonder why was that the choice of direction on some shots. It could be that the own reason. It's just that for me, I find that quite different from what we're usually used to some anime. We usually see some anime just still, it may be a poor scene with some bad animation, but still it would be moving. This is just a still shot and them talking, so I find that very weird and very different from my point of view.
I mean, so that sounds like a style thing. That's fair. That's fair to have as a nitpick on your behalf. Yeah, but other than that, I feel like Fire Force is great. The conversations they have are important. They move the conversation forward every time they have a small conversation like that. It's either developing a character or the story just a bit. Even the funny parts, they are actually doing something with the story and the characters. They're revealing something new about the characters, or they're telling you something that you didn't know before, which I really appreciate, especially this early on in a show like this. So I don't feel like they're wasting any of my time.
Mm-hmm. And how did you feel about the whole Night King or King Knight new character?
We don't know enough. Don't know enough. I just right now I'm like, okay, you've been introduced, but what is your role? I'm like, I know you're just kind of like, I don't know if you're the first just like stair step or if you're the guy at the top of the staircase. You know, I don't know yet. And I know James knows, and I'm mad. But
yo, guys, I'll let you know. Usually, Sam is the one that reads ahead. James, what did you do instead?
I'm on chapter 40 right now.
Oh my god!
I couldn't stop reading it. It's so good. It's so much fun. The progression, it goes through these chapters so fluidly. Like, the story is always pushing forward. You're learning more about all of the different fire departments. You're learning so much more about this world. You're learning more about Shinra's past. Like, it's always moving forward. It's always giving you more information, more action. It is great. Like, I'm having so much fun with the manga. I'm not going to watch the anime. I'm going to wait until the first season is done, and then I'm going to binge the entire thing. Right now, I'm enjoying the manga way too much. I'm watching Dr. Stone right now. Dr. Stone is so much fun. I don't trust Shishio at all. I don't trust him at all. I think he is going to use Senku and everyone else for everything they can bring to the table and completely flip the script and try to become like the king of the stone world. I don't trust him, but I love Senku. He is a really cool character. He's really smart. Everything he does is for a reason. Everything he says is for a reason. So I really love that character. To the Abandoned Sacred Beast, I've only seen the first episode, but it looks so good. It looks so freaking good. Like, I can't wait to see what comes next in this anime. I also started, if it's for my daughter, I'll even defeat a demon lord.
Oh yeah, I watched that too, and I forgot.
That's so much fun too.
It is. I actually really like that. I was worried it was going to be kind of creepy, but it's actually really, really wholesome.
I haven't watched any of the ones that are on my list. I haven't watched.
Before you say your list, I forgot. Vinland Saga is fucking incredible.
I need to watch
Vinland Saga legitimately. It's top 3 for the summer. Just to put it out there real quick: Fire Force, Vinland Saga,
Demon Slayer,
Sacred Beast.
Oh, wow, no Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is 4. It's weird, but those are all really good.
And how about Dr. Stone?
5?
It's
Number 5?
It's in the top 10.
Quick thing, since Ray wants to put it: Dr. Stone, Firestone, and then the Sacred Beast.
Did you say Firestone?
Oh, I said Dr. Stone, Firestone.
Okay.
Sacred Beast.
I mean, it's in top 10.
Okay.
It's way much better, and I understand. But I haven't watched any of the ones you guys have mentioned. Chi Magician. If it's my daughter, I would defeat Demon Lord, Dumbbell, Magic Senpai, or Maidens in Your Savage Season, Vinland Saga. Are you willing to fall in love with a pervert as long as she's a cutie?
I need to watch that one,
Do
actually.
you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Copcraft, Astral Love in Space, and Oferta. All those are on my list, and I haven't had the chance to watch them. But by next week, I will watch them. So definitely that'll be something for me to talk about. 9 animes I haven't watched yet.
Okay, let's go from my side. I've watched the Dumbbell. I love it. I'm enjoying it. Really fun. The opening and ending are always so catchy, and I'm always pumped up to go to the gym right afterwards from this. Mao-sama Demon Lord Retry. It's not bad. I'm surprising. I'm kind of continuing watching this, but it's not that bad. Lost in Space, I'm loving it. I watched the second episode and I really love it. It's really good. If it's for my daughter, I Defeated Demon Lord, very wholesome, liking it. It's doing its job. Isekai Cheat Magician, it's going very slow for its first episode and it's not doing a great job for it. Afrieta from A Commonplace to World's Strongest, I saw the first two and I was kind of mad at the first episode. Second episode slightly better, but I'm still kind of mad and like it's not the best Isekai. But I had hope for it, but it's not doing a great job as I want it to be.
That's sad.
I've watched Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multiple target attacks. It's not bad. It's actually
I've never even heard of that.
They had talked about it once or twice on the show, but I was like, okay.
It was the Isekai with the but you bring your mom with you.
Right.
I would say it's actually better than Cheat Magician Gun anime because it has a good story going on. It has some good comedy coming in. The mom looks pretty good. Yeah, so it's not so bad. And I also watched Copcraft. That was actually interesting. That's like a
What
crime,
the heck is that?
like a crime mystery kind of isekai kind of anime with like it's like cowboy bebop jazz music.
I agree with that part because I saw the opening intro. The opening intro is amazing. There's some flying cars, some crazy stuff going around, gun, bullets, and everything. I'm like, this opening intro is amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely good. They really go into like the whole drugs, gangs, the whole prostitution thing, and with the new twist is that you have like fairies, elves, and all the magic and all that stuff coming into our world, and that becomes a new thing. Like something that involves magic is like the new drugs, and like basically like you have some weird fairies and elves from that other world coming into this world to do prostitution and shit. It gets really weird, but it's a good crime mystery anime. For my reading list, I'm actually caught up to Attack on Titan now, and it's really good. I was like, oh shit, and I ruined my entire day's plan just because I got stuck reading just to catch up in reading. It was so worth it, very worth it. Had to talk to James about it through the phone and almost got hit by a car, but it was still kind of worth it. Still worth it. But it's definitely great with Attack on Titans. I can't wait to do content with James for Attack on Titan manga because this next final season, James, everybody is not ready for this going to happen.
They're not.
You're not ready.
Idea.
You have no idea. It's so twisted.
Don't worry, Ray. I don't know anything, so I won't be spoiling you anything, Ray.
It's too twisted.
I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it.
Don't worry. I don't know nothing.
Definitely, you guys, you're in for something. You're definitely in for something when the anime comes back. Anyway, guys, I think that's all of we've been watching and reading. Would you like to do a review for Fire Force episode 2?
I didn't watch the episode.
You didn't watch it yet?
You didn't watch it?
I'm not watching the episode.
Oh, right. You read it. You read the manga.
I'm just reading it.
All right, so one thing I want to say about the Fire Force episode, just to clear quick thoughts. My favorite part of the Fire Force episode 2, since I was not here on the last week episode and everything, one thing I love is the animation between the fire. Like you could tell the whole different colors of fire. Like you know how fire is, white, yellow, blue, and red, and like orange. And I love how you can tell the difference of the fire. And because the Inferno is freaking dope ass name, the captain. My prediction that the captain's gonna die because the way he spoke in episode 2 to the two guys, to Shinra and the Night King. The way he spoke to him, I feel like he's gonna be a big mentor in their lives. And the way that if he dies in the first court or probably the second or third court, that will make them more of an impactful motivation as a character growth. So that's my prediction that me and Sam spoke about in one of the videos this past weekend. And also the booba baba. I love that. Correct, that one. I was close. That was freaking amazing. I love that.
Ray?
I did love this episode. It's basically teaching these new recruits that this is serious, and it only gets more serious from here, and that you should treat this with respect. It's not just some fairy tale where you can run in with a weapon and save the day. There's different ways to handle different situations, and these are people, and they were people. The incarnates were people, and there are people who still love them. You know that because this happened to them. It's just it happened to them. It's not that they wanted this, and so I thought that was a really touching moment. And I don't think that the captain will die per se. I think he might get taken out of commission for a bit, at least for a while. I feel like he'll get injured. Is what my thought might be. And so he'll have to kind of be on the sideline for a bit. But other than that, I don't think that they'll. He seems like the kind of character. I'm like, if you kill him, it really does unbalance the whole thing. And no, I don't think any of the other characters are really fit to lead like him just yet. So I'm not sure how long that would take for something like that to happen. But it really would just unbalance, like even the power dynamic of the team. Honestly,
yeah.
That's true.
They bring in Arthur and he's got a sword, but I'm like, okay. And he's funny. I'm like, I was glad they brought in a rival character, and he's actually kind of funny, and that they knew each other. They had history. I was like, that's good.
They're the good kind of rivals, though.
Exactly. I was like, this is the good kind of rivalry. It's like they know each other already. That's been established, and they're like, I just want to be better than you. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, I like that. Like that's fun because it seems kind of innocent, I guess, is their rivalry. You know, they legitimately want to be the best. But then it just further proved why Maki is one of the best female characters in anime.
So awesome.
I love Maki so much.
Waifu.
I love her so much.
Yo,
I love her.
Maki is someone you should not mess with.
No, not in the slightest.
Yo,
And I think we barely got to see her flex. Barely got to see her flex. I was like, oh, you're so good.
We know she got the body for it.
Was she when the anime did that type of gorilla type of look for James? Did they did that also in the manga?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they did it so well. Like the way she turned from a woman to an ogre / gorilla. I like, oh my god, that was freaking amazing. I love that. I love that scene. It was fantastic.
But then we got to the point where, you know, we got to see some weird shifty character outside the house, and then, you know, the fire antagonized them, and I go, oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. But when they got inside, the incarnate was just there, chilling, and I was like, yeah, there you go. What God, incarnates. So many things with eyes. But
yeah.
That scene kind of took me out. That scene kind of messed me up. Because, you know, we were introduced to them and they were so aggressive and they just wanted to kill stuff. But this one was just sitting there suffering. And I was like, oh no, this universe has so much more depth than I thought.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this ain't right. You know, something was weird. And I was like,
they really are trying to put these people to rest because they really are suffering.
And that's, to me, that was when the priestess character made the most sense. Yes.
The nun? Yeah.
She definitely makes way more sense now because that's literally what they're doing. Is they're literally putting these souls to rest. Like because they're tormented at this point.
Praying for them before like they kill them and stuff.
So I was like, no, I like this. It all matters. But that was deep because he didn't want to destroy his home, and I was like, oh my god, wow, wow. But then they get attacked by, I'm gonna call him Ashtray Man out there just chilling, and I'm like, okay. Right.
He is an interesting character.
So far, interesting. But I loved it. The second episode was awesome. I'm like, just give me more Fire Force. I want more of that.
He reminds me
right now.
He reminds of a bit like a Joker type of look, and the way he just looked very, very sinister, with a mixture of the design of like the Scarecrow. Like,
so what I was telling you guys before, it reminded me a lot of D. Gray Man. He reminds me of the Millennium Earl. He really does. He really does.
A little bit.
You should watch D. Gray Man. D. Gray Man is great. I like it.
I also had to give props to the captain, giving him the speech like, "How hide your weapons, do not show it in front of the public and stuff like that." Like, it makes sense though. It's like, don't do that.
But what I liked though was that they did it anyway, and he goes, "Hold up, we gotta talk about this right now." He didn't wait to address it later on. He immediately took them to the side. I was like, "What did I just tell you?" Like, I was like, "Oh, that was a real dad moment." He was like, "Listen, I just told you. Let me tell you why, since you chose not to listen." It was really well done. I liked it. It was good.
I mean, that's like the best thing for a dad to do. You explained yourself the reason why you don't do it, and then until that moment comes in where you're the one are responsible to put them at rest, that's when you learn. All right, I gotta put my weapons away. I can't have it shown in public, and you see how much emotion that the chief does for the victims. Like giving a picture, like your dad fought and he won. He's in a better place, and I'm thinking that the reason why like they didn't do anything, it didn't hurt anybody, is because they love you, they want to protect you, and they want to, like, that's what happened with your mom as well. And it sucks because now like she's an orphan and literally losing both your mom and dad at the same reason by fire. It's gotta hurt. And that touched emotions.
Yeah.
And then the moment when Shinra and the King Knight was like talking in bed, they're like discussing about this and like, you still up? Like, yeah, just shut up, go back to sleep and stuff like that. Like, we know what this is for. We know what we have to do. And Shinra keeps believing that I want to be a hero in this, but being a hero also means ending the suffering of someone else and they're in pain.
Yeah.
So it does definitely touches really hard. James, you had something to say before?
No, I was just gonna agree with what you said. Like he's putting them out of their misery, and he also knows that he's saving the lives of dozens to hundreds of other people. So he's just doing what he has to. You know what I mean? And them hiding the weapons, like, it's for a good reason. You don't want the people to see that the fire soldiers are just like murderers. Like they actually are there to save people, and this is just the tool that they have to use, and the people shouldn't have to see that, you know.
Definitely.
So I just love the story. It gets even bigger, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. Like, this world is fully fleshed out. There's so much going on, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Week to week anime.
I think another good point was the moment when the chief told Shinra, say, "So let me ask you, is this really hard for you?" "Yeah, this really hurts. Like, it's hard. That's how it is in this kind of job. Like, the worst thing you can do in this job is to not feel anything anymore." And like, that is very true. That's the most hardest work you have to do, is putting someone down, and it's gonna be much worse if you just suddenly feel nothing of it and you feel emotionless for it. I also want to go into their fourth wall breaking kind of thing, because when the moment they're eating the ramen, their noodles and stuff like that, the bowl says, "Watch next week's episode."
Oh yeah, that's funny.
It's just the artist being fun, I think. I like that.
That was
Because
good.
there's stuff like that in the manga too. It's self-referential at some points.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
pretty dope.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to see more in that in anime form. But definitely, guys, you have to watch Fire Force. It's that good. It's
Please
very
do.
good. Even the opening and ending music was really good too.
I can't wait until you all have watched Vinland, so we can all talk about that too.
I'll make sure I'm caught up by the next episode.
Next
It's,
episode.
3 episodes.
there's only 3 episodes. Well, actually, there's 3 episodes, which is great because it gives you a full. Oh God, yep.
Definitely. So next week I will definitely have Vinland Saga and the all other 8 animes that I'm supposed to be watching. So yes, no worries.
All right, guys, let's want to do something way before we go into our news. I want to know, guys, and everybody else wants to know, what is our mid-year top 5 animes?
Ooh, who wants to go first? Who wants to take the first leap into the dungeon of what's our top 5 anime of the halfway of the year so far?
Go ahead and get your list out of the way, Miguel.
Right. So I definitely had to I'm going to say my first 3 and then we go around to our last 2. I want to go straight 5.
Just do your straight 5. And we'll talk about it.
So definitely, I want to give my number one, The Rise of the She-Hero. Number 2,
Okay.
Dororo. Number 3, Mob Psycho 100.
Okay.
Number 4, The Promised Neverland.
Okay.
And number 5, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Okay.
Okay. Ray, how about you?
So I just did what I wanted. I went by the anime that I watched that were really good from, well, when they came out just recently. So Attack on Titan at the top, because Attack on Titan, God, it was so good. I love Demon Slayer, but Attack on Titan just came in and did the damn thing. It was beautiful. So Attack on Titan, then Demon Slayer, then Shield Hero, then Dororo, and then Mob Psycho.
Okay. James?
Mine is pretty close to yours, Ray. At the top, Attack on Titan. I mean, it's one of my favorite anime/manga of all time. Season 3, Part 2 was absolutely incredible. Opened up the world for anime watchers in a way they never expected. And I think that's exactly what you want from something that you're watching or reading, right? So number 2, I have The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh.
Absolutely amazing anime. It is everything I could have wanted. I didn't expect what we got, and I was absolutely blown away by all of the characters, the story, everything, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Demon Slayer, same thing. I thought it would just be this cool anime like Goblin Slayer, where we just have this main character that kills demons. It is so much different. It is actually
More.
really good, really story-driven. Animation incredible, colors incredible. Tanjiro is one of the best of the new guard and shonen characters. Absolutely amazing. Number 4, Dororo. Holy shit, is that incredible. High stakes. It kind of gave me the same feeling I have when I watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where you get that sense of like genocide and the things that these dictators and these people have to do and what they want to do to save their kingdoms, the lives that they're willing to sacrifice, like what life is really like for people who are just normal people in the middle of a war. Like I thought all of that stuff was really good. And number 5, that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Okay.
It was just so much fun, so incredible. Rimuru is an amazing, fun character to watch. I love OP characters. That's some of my favorite anime to watch just to have fun. So that's my top 5.
Okay, for
I
my
like it.
top 5. Number 1, I do give it to Demon Slayer because it really was the little engine that nobody expected, but he could, and he got it. He got it.
He did.
And
I'm so happy.
What catches your attention is other ways the animation, like the water, the sword art, everything, and then the music comes in, and then the story, like, woof, wow, like it was that good.
Beautiful.
That was my number 1. That caught me by surprise, and it was that good. My number 2, I give it to Attack on Titan because even though I'm not showing much emotion within the reactions or my review, because I read it and I know what's going on, they did a really great job with how they animated certain parts and how well they cut it up so that they don't waste too much time. And they got to their point. They finally got to the cellar. They finally had their fight with the Titans, and now we learned the truth. And now we're up to the point where the time skip, before the time skip is going to happen, everything after that is the most craziest part ever. But throughout the entire season 3 of Attack on Titan, they did a great job. That part 2, fantastic job with the spring season. Number 3, Shield Hero. I had confidence since the beginning. I knew it was going to be the top list because it was my favorite. The moment I heard the news, I knew it was going to be top. But definitely it's the best isekai anime that I've ever watched ever. With the story development, music, the animation, they got it. The story, everything got it. Number 4, I give it to Dororo. It was great. I do get the same emotions. It did have the same. The actions was insane. Animation was really good. There's only some parts with the whole defeat animation that they never did so right, and that always kind of got me a little bit, but it's still okay. And then number 5 is The Promised Neverland because I had no knowledge. I had no manga reading. I technically read the manga right after I watched the anime. And I know so many people liked the manga way more than the anime, but I like how they did it with this one where it's more mystery, thriller, kind of almost horror thing instead of a mystery, psychological kind of manga story for it. So that's my top 5.
Very diverse with our list. You have slime. You have you have the promised land, which I hope you did, and Ray as well. Like very diverse list we got here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all had our reasons why we have each places in which. We all have Demon Slayer definitely on the list, and Attack on Titan.
Yeah, you have to. Demon Slayer is just incredible.
Demon Slayer is so good.
And Dotoro. We all had Dotoro on our list.
As you should.
They should.
To me, Dotoro opening and ending in the anime storyline, the execution they did, it's such a good opening and close ending with its story, and that's what I love about it. Like James said, it felt like a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood type of story where literally it's like, it literally a whole dictatorship wanting power and everything like that. It literally felt very wholesome.
Definitely. I think I'm pretty sure nobody would disagree with our top 5 list because it's pretty good. It's pretty stapled. And if you don't believe this our 5 list, let us know in the comments. And if you haven't watched some of these animes, we recommend you guys to watch these top 5. Definitely Demon Slayer, Dotoro, Attack on Titan. That animes. Definitely watch that, and maybe it'll become your top 5 list in your animes. All right, guys, let's move on to our news. Pokemon Sword and Shield game video previews, new Gigantamaxing features. Ray, would you like to put more information, or would you like to talk more about this?
I mean, so with this, I kind of feel like this is something that a lot of people. Well, I guess it was split. I can't really say a lot. I saw a lot of people who were like, "Yeah, this looks cool," and a lot of people were like, "Oh, this looks dumb and whack," and I'm like, why can't we just enjoy things?
Right?
I'll be honest. I'm kind of in the middle. I was watching it. I'm like, I'm kind of bored just looking at it. But when I'm playing it, I'm sure it'll be a lot different.
I mean, when I saw the trailer, like all I was thinking, like, you just solved world hunger. You have a giant whipped cream of cake. Gigamax, you just solved world hunger.
Eat those. Wow. I don't know. I would like to think that Mega Evolutions were cool, but these are more useful. Does that make sense?
No.
Mega Evolution is like I thought it was just a stylized thing. It's like, oh, let's give these Pokemon new looks.
Mm-hmm.
And with this one, it's like, no, let's make this Pokemon bigger, but it's also more powerful because it's bigger based on the region. Because had they done Mega Evolution again, they would have just been like, okay, this is the same thing from the same region. And I feel like this is them characterizing the different regions even further than they have before. So it's different because you're in a different region. And I like that a lot. Beyond just, more Mega Pokemon. I hope you guys like this. This is the only phenomenon we have in the world for our Pokemon. I feel like this is a different step, and I like it. It's a different region, so it's a different technique, a different style on how they do Pokemon. I think it's cool. I love that it's also built around how gym battles work. They have these giant super domes because they have these giant Pokemon. That's really cool. It all matters. The Mega Evolution was supposed to be a cool lore thing, but I don't think they really dove into it. I know there were some movies that went into it more, but I also read that Mega Evolving Pokemon hurts them, like physically. It harms the Pokemon when it's Mega Evolved. And so I know some people are like, well, is it hurting the Pokemon when you're battling them? Yes, but this Mega Evolution is forcing further evolution on them, and that damages the Pokemon, is what I read. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's just kind of like within the lore thing. So it's kind of crazy that you think, oh, yep, hey, I need you to get stronger, so I'm going to push your evolution past what it's supposed to.
I've never thought about it like that. See, I should think about Pokemon. Its physiology could get hurt, like its bone structure, muscles, or whatever. So
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, you're forcing it to change on the spot. Everything about it. But I mean, like Mega, I'm not saying Mega Evolutions were bad or uncool. I thought Mega Evolutions were awesome when they first introduced them. I just think that Gigantamaxing, isn't as bad as people make it out to be. Yes, it's not as cool looking, but it's definitely something different that I like. Especially when it comes to the gym battles and the raids that we're gonna get. I want more of that, please. So yes, big old Pokemon versus big old Pokemon. I want more of that. Let's do it.
And plus, I love the designs of the new of the new.
Emulators?
Yeah, thank you. Of the new gym leaders, like Beta looks pretty dope. Like that's a very different design of a gym leader, and plus, I love it. Like it's so different. So I'm very interested in how it's gonna go.
I almost like the designs of the people more than I like the designs of the Pokemon.
Thank you. Me too.
I would agree with that.
Like why does
I made the joke. What is this? Pokemon Oops All Snacks? Because I'm like, oh, these are all good looking characters. Like, what the heck?
like they actually put more focus in the people than the Pokemon? Because I'm staring at Bea, and she has more design on her shirts, her hat, her strap, whatever she has on her hair. More design than the Pokemon that like a sheep fur ball. That's literally a sheep fur ball. That's it. This Pokemon trainer, gym leader, has more design. I'm like, why are they doing more design on the Pokemon people actually than the Pokemon itself?
Maybe they finally thought that we ran out of ideas for Pokemon designs. Let's literally focus on the people. Let's better draw the people, like the animation and everything. But definitely, it is a games that still be looking forward to. Sword and Shield, and already the Nintendo Lite has the special editions for this Pokemon game.
I find that Nintendo Lite dumb as hell. That's me though.
I mean, it's for someone though. You know,
Mhm.
if you don't need it for a console, and you just want to walk around with it, it's $200, and you can play every Nintendo game.
Yes, it's a cheaper, more accessible way to play Nintendo Switch, one of the best consoles ever made. Yeah, that's real dumb.
No.
Real dumb.
No, the Lite is cool, but I think like it's overpriced and I think it should have been like 150, 160 if it was gonna be.
I mean,
If it was going to be dock
200 for a portable. I mean,
200 for a portable with all the new Switch technology, minus the Joy-Con, which I don't feel like even matter all that much. So it basically did you a favor by taking away the most breakable part of it. Then it also gave you one of the best libraries you can get and turn it into the already portable console into the most portable version of itself. I don't like $200 to get in on that is awesome. That's such a good price for that.
Yeah, you have access to all console level games. It's not like a portable version of the game. It's the console level game.
Exactly. It's the game you can play on the regular Switch right now.
I think that makes it worth it.
$100 cheaper.
I guess I'm just by myself here, which is fine. I'm a little small island here. That's fine.
I think for me, it's more like I do kind of like the whole playing the Switch on the big screen, like in case like you don't need to, you're at home or anymore, you don't need a portable anymore, but you kind of want to have it on a big screen. Not
really. It's not like these games are like mind-blowingly gorgeous. There are some really pretty games, but like these games aren't pushing. They're barely pushing 1080p. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine, but I mean, I have an Xbox One X. I have a PS4 Pro. If I didn't have a Switch, this would be something I was picking up.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't mind the price because even a DS was like, I think it was like 160 when it came out, or
maybe 150. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like around 150. And like if it's like those special edition and games, those are like 200 themselves. So 200 is not a bad price.
I'll tell you right now, this is going to sell so many copies of Pokemon.
Definitely true.
Many.
But then we already knew
it also came out with Pokemon, and that sold gangbusters.
I think that's just Pokemon on their side for business. Like they know they're gonna sell out these. They're gonna make money from this. So
I mean, and they're gonna make them in all kind of crazy colors and special designs. People are gonna buy these things.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna have the Game Boy Advance effect. It's gonna happen.
What does Switch Lite reminds me of? It's literally like a PSP.
So why don't you say it reminds you of a Game Boy because it's a Game Boy?
Oh no, but I'm saying like of the stuff. I'm saying like the stuff of PSP is literally the big screen and it has like the clicks and stuff.
The wide stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely is bigger than like the Vita, and
much
bigger.
Yeah.
Definitely much bigger.
But it does remind me of a PSP, but of course of a Game Boy because it's the same, Nintendo. bounce the same style of a PSP all in one screen, and the buttons on the sides. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know what other design you could choose though. So I
Right.
mean,
Like, why would you? It's still a Switch. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully they're not gonna do like a whole Switch, like the whole DS, DS Lite, DSi. This hopefully is not gonna be like a Switch I.
Oh God, no! I hope not.
I hope not. No, that doesn't sound good, Sam.
Because even the 2DS didn't do so well itself. And
I thought the did all right.
It's cheap. The 2DS was cheap, but
It did sell. Trust me, it did sell. I saw a lot of people in the train having them.
So, like I've seen it explained before, you got your Switch, and maybe some parent has 2 kids, and so the older kid has the regular Switch, and you don't want the dumb kid who throws stuff all the time with the sticky hands touching the main Switch. So when do you go buy them? A Nintendo Switch Lite with Joy-Cons that don't come off and can't break and can't get lost. Guess what you do? You definitely go buy them a Switch Lite. Or you that adult that's traveling all the time. You don't have you don't want to carry around a dock to plug in a Switch, and you don't need the dock. Guess what you go buy? You go buy a Switch Lite, because now you just have all the Switch games right here in this thing that you can't really put in your pocket yet, but it fits in like a coat pocket. But I don't know many people who use coat pockets anyway. But still,
coat pockets.
I use coat pockets.
So there is a market for this Switch Lite, and I'm excited to see what they do with the next. This Pokemon specific one looks beautiful, and I'm tempted to buy one.
Just to collect? Or
it's like a collector Switch, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Definitely, for sure. It's definitely going to sell. Anything Pokemon related, it's going to sell. Cards, game, the TV show, and anime, it's going to sell regardless. And I think that they do Nintendo a favor by helping them sell even more Switch Lites with Pokemon, having that limited edition. But that's always usually my problem, is that when it's a limited edition, and then somehow they made so many extras, you can still find them.
Why are you mad though?
Because like people like, it's not a how's it collected? How's it limited edition anymore?
It's in your collection, so therefore it is collectible.
People would rather have it unopened box of a light.
That's like saying, "Hey, I'm not buying this Lamborghini because they made 1,000 instead of 500."
I mean, but
Brain
then like
makes a good point there, Sam. Brain does.
it's still.
I mean,
it's
that's
still
a
gonna be
really
able to
terrible
buy it.
example, because resale value comes into play with a Lamborghini of that limited run. That's a really bad example.
It's just gonna be.
I think it's great because
It is the resale. Like,
think about that. With these amiibo behind me, when they first came out, they didn't expect them to be as popular as they were, so they didn't make as many, and that's how they became rare. And that sucked, because there were characters that I wanted, but I couldn't find them anywhere. But guess what? They reprinted more later. And while, yes, that did definitely deflate the market for people who were scalping and selling these things, but it didn't matter, because then I finally got the ones that I wanted, because I wanted them. I want more people to be able to have the things they want, if that makes sense.
That's it. That's true. But definitely, it will make the sales, maybe in the billions, high billions. But yeah, like it'll just open up for another year of Pokemon games in the next following year.
That I want that next generation of Pokemon. That's what we're ready for. That's what we're waiting on.
I want the new season of Sword and Shield to come out, because Sun and Moon anime needs to be gone already, because I have seen some clips and it continues to be fucking trash as hell. It just blows my mind. How does Ash have the weirdest ass eyebrows? I'm like, no, Sun Moon, be gone already. Your game already. Your game was trash. Nobody liked it. Nobody played it.
A lot of people bought it. A lot of people played it. I didn't like it, but a lot of people liked it.
No, some people that I've spoken to, they played it, but they played it for so little and forgot about it.
All right.
I mean, it was all right.
I mean, like they're targeting like for like the younger kids generation, like kids way younger than us. So it's just based on who's their target audience, really. In this anime show. Next line of news: Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya CG anime trailer previews. The anime will debut worldwide on July 19th.
So I don't think CGI animation is for me. I think this looks interesting. I kind of like the character. I thought the trailer was really interesting. I really like the way it was cut together. I don't like this CG animation. I think it looks very Saturday morning cartoonish.
Whoa.
It's just not working for me at all.
Huh.
Um,
Well, for
The only
me,
one that looks good, James. So I guess you're right. You just don't like it at all.
yeah. I was about to say that to him, like, well, James, so I guess this is not your taste or your cup of tea because this is the best one clip that Sam has showed us, that CG animated from Netflix, and this is the best looking one because I was actually shocked. I'm like, this actually looks clean. Like, this reminds me
Yeah,
of.
it's the best looking one, and I still don't like it.
That means
Damn.
that you definitely just don't like it, and
Yeah.
that's not right.
Not your style.
This is the only one I like. I looked at this, I was like, no, this fits. But I think it's also because I really like Saint Seiya, and I really want to like this. So
I was saying that too because when he first came by the skateboard, I was like, okay. Watch the rest of the trailer. I was like, okay, I like it. Watch the end. I'm like, okay, I will give it a try. Because when I watched it when I was little, I watched it with Spanish because I saw it when my brother was watching it from the Spanish channel, and I was so lost because my Spanish was not good when I was younger. So I just heard action, and a lot of people flying it. So that's what I heard and watched.
So it looks like an upscale version of a Saturday morning cartoon to me, and that's why I think I like it. Like you remember Reboot and Cubics?
yes.
Man, I love Reboot.
It's in that style, but like cleaner, and that's why I think I like it. And I was like, no, that's why I can tolerate this one because this one looks cleaner than those. Those other ones look like Cubics and Reboot. So that's why I like this one. I think
That's a fair argument.
I'm definitely interested into this anime because even though it's CG, I've watched other shows that was CG Western animation like Tales of Arcadia, and I really like the show, and I don't see why not. Why can't I try the Knights of the Zodiac? Ultraman that was on Netflix right now is also CG animation. It's not too bad, but it's okay. The story wasn't fully in there, but the CG animation wasn't as bad. It's not the worst thing.
Ultraman CG bothered me so much I just couldn't continue. So I had to pause it. I didn't drop it. I'm gonna go back one day, but I was like James. I was like, I couldn't continue. Like the whole CG bothered me, and the story was so predictable. I was like, I'll pause it one day. But right now you trash to me.
But I think what got me really hooked into Knights of the Zodiacs is probably the voice actors, because it worked really well with the English and the Japanese voicing for me. Like I listened to both of them, and like I'm actually in it. I might actually just watch twice just for sub and dub both to see which one I like better and stuff like that. So it does bring back memories. A lot of people are having issues with CG animation. Not just you, James. There are a lot of people who don't favor it. And there are people who grew up with Knights of the Zodiac, so they will watch it regardless. But it's up to the animation, and that's up to Netflix and how well they do Knights of the Zodiacs for it. Let's go on to our next line of news. Universal Studios, Super Nintendo World model has some photo leaks.
Well, guys, if you follow me on IG, you see on Twitter, I went to Universal Studio. When I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, I just went to Universal Studio, but I went to Florida. And when I was so excited to find out, this was not the Universal Studio of America. That was in fucking goddamn in Japan. I was so upset to see that. Why? Why Japan have said the good stuff? Why?
We'll get it. Don't worry. Let Sam keep reading.
But anyway, guys, the Universal Studios Super Nintendo World is gonna rumored to be open in 2020, the same year that Japan is going to have their Olympics, where the Summer Olympics will be held. And I'm actually excited. The picture looks really, from the picture leaks, it looks really nice of how everything like Super Nintendo, that the Super Mario Brothers, you have the Donkey Kong, like everything, like world famous, all the popular Nintendo games, all the design and placement is all within one park. And that looks awesome.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get on the Donkey Kong train ride thing, the trolley.
I definitely want to do Donkey Kong. I definitely want to do something with Kirby, and I definitely want to do something with Super Mario Bros. Because that looks a lot of fun.
Right?
I just
All
love
of them-
stuff like this.
All of them that aren't real roller coasters but are like rides, I'll be on. I don't do real roller coasters. No, I'm just nope. Don't
It
do
doesn't
that.
look like it's roller coaster. It's like more like the
Entertainment side.
yeah.
And that's all I'm about. Like Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney, give me more of that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I actually did that ride. That was really entertaining.
I liked it. Exactly. If all the rides are like that, I'm going to be in heaven. It'll be great.
James, you had something to say before?
No, I love this just for the atmosphere. Like I would go here and just take as much videos and pictures as possible.
Just have a
And
good time.
I love roller coasters, so I hope they do have one or two things that gets a bit crazy because I love that kind of stuff.
Fine, you can have 1 or 2 for James. I just won't ride those. It's fine.
Ray, Rick can just be outside at the line and just hold our stuff where we all go have fun.
I'm going to go be at the Nintendo food court. F y'all.
I'm like, wait, Ray, come on here. Don't take pictures. Like, you know what? Go fuck it. I'm going to go eat some food and some Nintendo burgers or something. They might have.
Yeah, give me one of them 1-up stars. Yeah, with mushrooms, whatever.
I was just about to say, they might have like a mushroom burger. That would be dope. Like green, red, or something like that. That would be pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, put some flour fries. Oh, that'd be dope.
That sounds great. I want it.
Like Japan is definitely ready for 2020, not just with the Olympics, but also the rides and theme park and everything. We definitely want to go to Japan one day. Not all of us wants to go check out the anime side, the Universal Studio, of course, their Disney World or Disneyland. It seems like a fun trip. And it's like, think about going to this as a kid. It's like following your dreams come true. You're
like for real.
I'll be broke going to Japan and coming back to Japan.
The best part is I actually get to go to these because I'm an adult that makes money, and my mom would have never took me. You got Super Mario World in your room. Go get out of here.
Hey, Mom, can I go to Japan? Like, no. How about you go to your room like to watch an anime? We'll go to Japan for you. Like, okay, cool.
It's like you have Japan at home, and
exactly. We got Japan at home. Go play your Nintendo. Thanks, Mom.
That's so true, right? We have money and we could go to Japan whenever we want now.
Not whenever we want. I gotta save money. What you talking about?
Well, that's what I meant. Or one day, if Nintendo want to fly us out in the future and everyone to take us, we'd be happy to go.
Yeah, that's right. But you got to say nice things about Moomin Rider the entire time.
I don't mind. I will kiss their ass and say, "Moomin Rider, you're."
Wow.
I'll put that too. Mode, right? Mode right here. Moving right at hashtag Hero Justice.
I won't even stoop that low. Wow.
right here. I put that too off a bicycle right there.
Oh boy.
Bicycle gang right there.
Wow. I mean,
Ray knows best because he does his favorite thing I love to watch called set out mode of a professional male entertainer.
It's not even called all that. Relax.
Anyway, guys, let's move on. Crunchyroll Adult Swim joins WarnerMedia's new HBO Max streaming service. Honestly, the streaming service looks pretty dope. $17.99 is not that bad of a price to get all access to so many shows. And guys, what do you guys think about this news?
How did HBO become this streaming powerhouse overnight?
Well,
How?
It's called WarnerMedia.
They decided to be like, oh, we got all this money and all these services. If we can spend all this money and get more services, let's just do that. What?
I don't fully understand it. So, James, you do. So, can you give that better understanding for the viewers to also understand what's HBO Max, I think it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, so HBO Max is going to include pretty much all of the CW shows exclusively. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Pretty Little Liars, pretty much all of these huge shows. Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Looney Tunes. Okay. All of this stuff is going to be exclusively on HBO Max. Now, the $17.99 price tag is a little too high for me.
Agreed.
I would have said $11.99 just to be competitive. $12.99.
Isn't Disney coming out at $12?
No,
yeah.
Disney's coming out. No, I think Disney's coming out at $7.99, right?
Actually, it is. It's going to be $7.99 to begin with, and then I'm sure it's gonna go up to $11.99.
That's crazy. So yeah, you're right. They're like, oh, let's try it and see if they like it.
So that price tag is a little bit too
That's
much
steep.
for me personally,
steep.
but I mean, a lot of this stuff is exclusive, and if you want it, you got to pay for it. So
Yeah, that's the world we live in, and it's a lot cheaper than cable still, so that's fine.
I mean, you also still get the HBO shows as well. Like, if you want to rewatch Game of Thrones, you can
Yeah,
now. Or, like, if you want to watch other HBO movies or that sort of stuff that they have
yeah,
exclusive.
and they're coming out with a bunch of original series and all that stuff. So I mean, to somebody, it's going to be worth it, just not $17.99. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, like if I could see somebody like, oh well, $17.99. I literally watch. I have all the stuff that I like to watch right here, and that's the only thing that they have. You know, I can see that. But
Like Jake said, for me, once he said Looney Tunes, I'm like, damn, Looney Tunes is my childhood. Bugs Bunny, that was
Well,
that was my childhood nickname. But they said Looney Tunes, like, does that mean all type of Looney Tunes? Which of the incarnations of Looney Tunes? So I really have to be in specifics of what, because I know that Verb has Boomerang. I know that they have some of the Looney Tunes. So I want to know what does.
Well, I don't know how much longer that's going to be the case, my friend, because these shows are going to be exclusive to HBO Max.
Yeah, so now I'm worried because sometimes when I'm bored and want to go to sleep, I watch some Boomerang, I watch some classic shows just before I go to sleep, just to relax, cool my mind. And now to hear Looney Tunes is going somewhere else, I'm like, come on, God, that's my child, that's my Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and everything. Can't take that away. So maybe I have to convince somebody I know to get it. So I can be like, hey, can you share that account with me, man?
Yeah, because I mean, DC Entertainment too, so that's Young Justice, that's Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
It's TNT, TBS. Like, I mean, it's gonna be worth it to somebody. It's just again that price tag.
Maybe $14.99 would have been good, or probably $12.99 would have been good. But
yeah, because I mean, technically, I think I'm paying $15 for Hulu right now.
Really? For premium?
Yeah,
makes sense.
Interesting.
Which is worth it because Hulu has a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They do almost too much sometimes.
They have a lot of TV shows, so it's very useful. So I should understand that part.
Yeah, $17.99 is pretty hefty, and there's so many other streaming services now. If they can add on the other streaming services under there, so maybe like a good 2 more anime stuff, not just Crunchyroll. If they somehow manage to get Funimation on their side or High Dive on their side, it might be worth it. But there needs to be like a good balance of new exclusive original shows as well, like Netflix does it, or Hulu does it, or Amazon Prime does it. They need their own exclusive stuff that you can't watch anywhere else, that won't be showed on TV. Even CBS had like Twilight Zone that for the streaming service website, for their streaming site, and you can't even watch that on television or nothing. You have to buy the service in order to watch that.
Yeah. They're starting out with 7 original series, one of which is going to be produced by Robert Downey Jr. Another one is a Dune series, like Gremlins. They look like they have some good stuff. So, I mean, to start off
There's an audience for this. There's an audience for that.
The only way they will get my money if I hear some anime content coming out from HBO Max. If not, I'll watch it whenever I do, or whenever I know somebody has it, I will access a shared account or something. I will give my account to theirs, and they give me mine to theirs. But if they make some anime content, that's when I'll be like, all right, let's see what's up. But right now, don't fully 100% hook me in.
Like if they have all of Verb side, that way you can just cancel Verb, go to here, just so you have all access to everything in one place.
Good point.
And that would be a good thing to do. And if memory serves, there's also going to be a Watchmen series now, TV show or something like that.
HBO, yeah.
Yeah, and that looks really good, and I'm very interested into that. But I'm wondering what's gonna happen to Netflix since all these shows, Disney's taking away some stuff away from them. HBO now is taking stuff away from them. What's left of Netflix after this?
I mean, they have a lot of stuff. I mean, they have Black Mirror. They have so many Stranger Things. Just broke even more records. Like they still have really big original series, and they already have your subscription money.
That's true.
The views only tell them what they need to do better. They already have your money. They'll be perfectly fine. They'll create more stuff. They'll come out with more anime, more original series.
Mhm.
They'll gain more licensing rights to other things that no one else wants to pick up. They're about to release The Irishman from Martin Scorsese this month.
They are.
Like at the end of this month or in August. That's gonna be huge. Like, so they'll be okay.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Dr. Stone's author, Boichi, will draw One Piece one-shot manga about Zoro for manga's 22nd anniversary. Now, Miguel, I know you love One Piece, and I know you love Dr. Stone, so...
Yeah, I love this to see where this goes because Boichi is one of my favorite new artists that I've seen. Dr. Stone, artistic style really hooked me in. It's because of the storytelling and the art to read Dr. Stone. And to me, the characters of Dr. Stone is done so well. And to see that he's going to do a style for Zoro, like a one-shot, just like they did with Sanji, I hope it's better than what happened with Sanji, because Sanji, it was just a one-shot about food. I thought it was going to be a crossover with Food Wars, even though it was called Sanji crossover with Food Wars. It wasn't really like that, so it was just for food and to with Sanji cooking. I wonder where is this going to go. Zoro and with Boichi doing the crossover, I wonder if there's going to be some type of style of being like a one-shot with One Piece canon, or this is going to be like it's just a one-shot that's very excluded itself. So I'm very curious to know where's it going to go and what's the story. Like, who's going to be running it? Is it my man Oda or is it somebody else? Because he is going to be the artist. So I'm very curious to know how's this going to be playing out. But I'm excited because I love Dr. Stone and the manga, and I love Boichi as the artist. So I'm very curious to see where it's going. And my man Zoro, how can I love him? He has green hair, dope, 3 stars style, and Medusa badass. So definitely not.
I mean, I've read some of Boichi's work with not just with Dr. Stone, but also Sunken Rock, and a lot of his other works too. And his drawing is very cool. Like, it's very good, well detailed. Especially this face designs, is really looks really good. And I would like to see Zoro into that face kind of design, like really heavily dark, kind of heavily drawn into really well detailed kind of artists. But it definitely can't be the Dr. Stone kind of like storyline, because I know Zoro is not the smartest guy in the world, but he's just a well skilled samurai swordsman. So you'll have the artwork of Dr. Stone, but definitely has to be the story from Oda. And it might be his original story, but there's a good chance he might not make it canon. Because most of his original stories aren't usually canon, because World Seeker was his story, but it's not really canon. It's just like the video game and side story for it. So yeah, but definitely I am interested. I would disagree with you about the whole the Food Wars and Sanji thing. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a collab at first, but that would have been much better. That would have been much better to see and much better to have. But in this situation, I don't think it's possible to have a collaboration of Dr. Stone with One Piece. Like, that's literally going to another world, 2 different worlds entirely. One into apocalyptic, and the other one is pirates. But yeah, definitely into reading to that series, and we'll probably do a video for that. On to our last news. Hello World anime film previews its music in its trailers. When I watched this the trailer and I saw a little bit of the CG animation, I was a little turned off, but there had kind of something there. Like, not just the music, but it was also the story seems to be there. What do you guys think?
I love this, and I think the music's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't wait for this. Like, I'm really, really excited.
Somehow for a freaking trailer of a song, I got emotional. It's a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, right?
How the hell am I get like? I got emotional for Your Name, and I've cried for Your Name, and I got emotional for seeing Weathering with You. But for a film that's just it's a song trailer, it's a freaking song trailer. Just seeing the anime style and just the person getting hurt, getting carried, and after that running and stuff like that, flashback, and then the main protagonist with the white coat and everything cry. I'm like, why am I about to cry too? Like, I don't even know you yet, and I'm feeling like an emotional aspect of you. How? So I'm like, they did their job. They hooked me in. They got me hooked in the movie the most in this trailer. So I love that aspect for that reason.
What's also interesting is the director who's making this movie is the same director of Sword Art Online as well. And I know a lot of, although most of us are a fan of Sword Art, and he does a pretty good job with being a director in his work. So it's definitely interesting for this movie. How about Ray? Ray, what about your thoughts?
I mean, it looks great. Maybe I'll watch this one. No.
You have to watch Your Name first.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do what I
Prioritize
want.
Your Name over everything.
Well,
We'll
technically, James, 2 episodes ago, he was supposed to watch it. He never did.
Right?
That's true. I still don't have a Funimation account. So once I do that, then that'll happen. Because then I can watch that and the space anime and the dumbbell anime. It'll all work out.
You know, Ray, you might have a friend that has a Funimation account that would be willing to share said Funimation account with said friend.
Or that other friend,
That's crazy.
or another friend would have been willing to buy Your Name Blu-ray edition give it to you and mail it to your house. But you have 2 friends that are willing to do stuff for you. But things happen.
Well, when I meet the second friend, I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, because that friend is dead. I heard.
Exactly. Right?
Total sense.
May he rest in peace. Jeez.
Nobody here.
Because right now, Ray is the new legend in the Black Clover community.
That's right. I read the manga. Woo! Asta, he's the best. Yeah, the Wizard King. Woo! Yeah, magic.
It's a good stuff. All right, guys, let's head out to our outro, guys. Ray, James, please, can you give us your plugs, gentlemen?
James, take it away.
Yeah, you guys can follow me all over social media at C4Spoilers. Make sure to head over to kevinfootspoilers.com. You'll find links to our Patreon where we have our exclusive podcast, Best One, Worst One. You can also find links to our other podcasts, the Kevin Foot Spoilers podcast, and you can find me right here every single week on the Anime Lately podcast.
Ray?
All right. The king of games. That's right. Well, as I already said, I'm Ray Apollo. You can find me just about everywhere on the internet. But more specifically, you should be looking at twitch.tv and YouTube. Look for Ray Apollo, where I play a variety of games. Currently, right now, Super Mario Maker 2, Rage Edition, and Divinity Original Sin 2. And starting this weekend, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So check the YouTube for Mario Maker videos. Come visit us live on Twitch for Divinity 2, Super Mario Maker, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Hope to see you there.
I'm so jealous. I want to play that game, Marvel Alliance 3. That game has got me excited. I completely forgot.
Are you excited about it?
Yes, I am. Definitely am. I completely forgot it came out this weekend until I saw some people posting pictures. But either way, guys, don't forget to follow me at Legendary Vash on Twitter and Anime, guys. And don't forget Twitter and IG and everywhere else, and the YouTube channel as well. But yeah, and guys, I love doing this podcast with these fine gentlemen. No matter how much we fun and joke around, poke jokes at each other, I love doing this every week with this fine gentleman, beautiful gentleman here. Other than that, thank you, Sam. Take it away.
Guys, you can follow me at Sam the Manga Man at IG, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you find me. Follow and support us on Facebook, Twitch, and Patreon at Anime Lately. And also follow our other social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram at @animately_. We also have a YouTube channel as well. We have review videos, reaction videos, all of the anime and manga related alike. Check them out. If you like what you see, give us a like. Subscribe to the channel. Comment if you like what you see and you want to let us know what your thoughts about this. Finally, turn on the bell notification so you know that we have a new video up on our channel. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching if you're watching YouTube. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.